Well, I'm super excited this morning to have a wonderful trainer for us to actually train on communication, expectation, and objections. And, this particular person that I'm going to introduce to you has been with Miriam pretty much since the very beginning. We actually live in the same town. We've both lived in the same town for over 25 years, and we met through this business. If you can imagine, we kind of had the same circle of friends. We were involved in a lot of the same charitable work, and she has been just an amazing leader at Miriam. She has been an amazing leader for me and a great mentor, and I love traveling this exciting business with her. And I was at a Miriam U on Monday night that we were at Patrice's house, and Suzy had taken a bunch of notes because one of our other brand partners, Chassis, had given her this video. Now, if you see this video, it comes in a video sort of box of lots of videos, and it was given to Suzy by Chassis, and Suzy listened to it, and she took lots of notes, and she shared it with us on Monday night. And I got so many notes from what she shared. I said, oh my gosh, you got to share this with our morning group because it's so incredibly valuable. And so I'm going to get myself out of the way. I'm super excited to invite onto the call one-star National Marketing Director, Suzy Hanna. Suzy, are you there? I hope you're there. Suzy, maybe we have to unmute you.
Good morning, I'm here. Hi.
Okay, you got to turn up your volume a little bit, okay?
Okay, I have it up as high as it will go. Can y'all hear me?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I am really super excited because I love to learn, like all of us. We love to grow. We love to become the best communicators, of this amazing opportunity. And so I learned this information 10 days ago from the wonderful Chassis Oliver, my brand partner, because Chassis is on this journey of becoming the best she can be. And then she shares upline, downline, crossline to her team and says, come on, look at this. And she introduced me to this Michael Burnoff, as you can see on the screen here. I have listened to this tape over and over and over the last 10 days, and I can't wait to share with you. So I hope you have paper and pencil because, if you want to become more and earn more and help earn more, we all have to become more. So I was in network marketing 14 years before I came to Miriam, and I looked and read a lot of books that are recommended to us, you guys. But when I got to Jeff Olson and The Slight Edge, that was like the culmination and the most important book I have read after those 14 years. And I feel the same way about this Michael Burnoff because the language I'm going to share with you this morning is different than I've ever heard. So I hope it helps. So here we go. Okay. We're out sharing our hearts. We're out sharing Miriam. And we say to people what we've been trained to say, oh, what did you like best? And they go, oh my gosh, that product is amazing. Oh gosh, that comp plan looks really good. But I just don't have the time. How many of you heard that? Time and money are what they call the trademark excuses or reasons people don't get involved with us. TM, time and money. So just remember that. So here is some new language I had never heard, and it's brilliant from Michael. Well, how long has that been going on? I was like, oh, wow. So they're telling you why they can't get involved, and you turn around, and we're going to try to change people's perspectives and references in life. And their references in life is everything, their past experiences. So we're going to say to this guy, we're going to ask him a question. Wow, how long has that been going on? You have the time to do what you want to do. Let him talk. Listen, like we talked about just listen a few months ago. Listen to what he has to say because they might tell you your whole life story. And then you could ask another question. Well, would you be open to looking at a way to maybe change that for yourself? Would you like to strategize about having more time? So then you can talk about how basically he hires a team with Miriam. You know, he's got an executive staff that's coming on board with him to help him. But you have to ask those questions, see what he has to say, and then see what what you can come back with to help him strategize to get out of having not enough time to get involved with us or not having enough money. All these questions are the same. If he says, oh gosh, this looks so great, I just don't have the money right now. And so you can ask, well, how long has that been going on? How can we help you change that? You know, and it's interesting if people say, well, you know, in a couple of weeks, I think I'll have the money. You can say, well, you know, what's going to change in a couple of weeks? And actually, I don't know, that question didn't sit with me really well. You could think about it and ask it very kindly. You can say, well, we can fill out your paperwork. I can hold on to that until you get paid. That's another option. You can say, well, what might change for you in a couple of weeks? Because honestly, you know, that's just a way for them to get rid of us and say, hey, I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. But I just loved asking those people, hey, you know, what's going to change for you? How can we get that to change for you? All right, so that's the point, is to try to continue conversation, to try to keep the door open when you're working with a new person, and just to really, really listen. That's our job. All right, so you can try to sign up. I'll hold your paperwork. I've actually done that, and it's worked. Okay, another question you can ask someone, wow, if you're really excited about this opportunity, you really see something for yourself, you know, what's the last time you did something for yourself? If you see this as a great opportunity for you and your family, you know, let's work on the details of how to make that happen. So that's another way to kind of get around it. There's people who say things like, well, I'm going to watch you, and if you're successful, you know, then I'm going to watch you and see what you do with this first. How many of you had that? Yeah, exactly. So I say to someone, well, Michael, I didn't say, but now I'm going to say, what does successful look like to you? What do I have to do to make it look like I'm successful? Is that earning $500 a month? $1,000? You know, what if I earn $1,000 and then I earn $2,500? So in other words, you guys, that number keeps changing in someone's mind. What does being successful mean to that other person? And then, you know, you could ask the question, and what does my being successful have to do with you? Because you know what? I've actually said to people, well, if you think I can be successful, you know, I'm going to help you do this. So, gee, thanks for the compliment, but I'm going to turn around and I'm going to be the one that's going to help you do this. So maybe you can get around it that way. Another thing, is this one of those pyramid things? And I actually have used this line for many years, like, oh, what is that? What's a pyramid? I make them explain to me what a pyramid is, because they have no blooming idea. They're like, well, you know. I go, no, what is it? And they really don't have a real idea of what a pyramid is. They can't even explain it. So that you kind of get around it that way. Oh, no, it's not one of those things. This is government approved, you know, like Amway, Avon, all those big guys that have been around. Did you know Avon's been around since 1898? I mean, over 100 years. So those businesses are legal. So no, we're nothing like that, you know. So that's kind of interesting. You know, when we're presenting Miriam, we know we have to find their why, because if someone has enough desire or they see enough value in this, they're going to come along with us. And so that's something that you have to remember. When someone's buying a home, Michael says a realtor will get down to closing the deal, and if they can't quite close the deal, they'll bring those people back, the seller, or the buyer back, to say, well, remember what you liked about the house? You liked the pool. Oh, I thought you liked the tile in the kitchen, and I thought you thought the bedrooms were just right for your, 3 little kids. So what we're trying to do with Miriam is bring them back to their initial thought, oh gosh, maybe I should do this. So you can bring them back to, oh, I know you're excited about that EHT for your parents. Oh, I know you're excited about the opportunity of not working 2 jobs. So this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring them back to why they might have opened their mind enough to join us with Miriam, bring them back to what they liked in the beginning. So that, I thought that was a good idea. And of course, people will say, oh, I'm not a salesperson. And you go, great, that's fantastic, because we're not looking for salespeople. I don't like to be sold. I know you don't. So the old feel, felt, found. I know how you feel, Annie. I know you don't want to be sold on anything. I found the same thing, and this is what I'm doing today with this idea. So the old, I know how you feel. This is what I felt the same way. Always show someone you're really understanding where they're coming from. Empathize with that person. I know how you feel. Yeah, I don't want to be sold either. But this is what I found with Miriam. This is what I found with this opportunity. This is what I found with our team that is so amazing. So that's something you can keep in mind. Let's see, what else did Michael have to say? Boy, I'm going to get my hands on every tape and everything I can find from him. Thank you, Chassie. Thank you so much, Chassie. You're changing all of our verbiage and our language, and I think it's going to be very, very helpful. All right. Oh, this is a good one. I don't know anybody. I just don't know anybody. You go, yeah, I understand. But, you know, when you think about maybe somebody in your life that you might know if you knew somebody, kind of funny, but anyway, can you think of anybody in your life that needs to make more money? And that person will go, oh, well, yeah, my neighbor was just saying, you know, whatever. Help open people's minds. And then you could say, well, you know, I know you don't know anybody, and you don't have time for friendships and stuff, but, you know, if you thought of somebody, who do you know that, you know, so you're just constantly trying to open their mind. Who do you know that needs to make more money? Who's unhappy with their job? Things like that. Who needs EHT for their brain? Things like that. So you kind of say, yeah, I know you don't know anybody. I understand. I think that's kind of funny. And, oh, I don't want to bother my friends. You know, that goes in with, I don't know anybody. I don't want to bother anybody. You say, oh, yeah, I understand that. And then so, have you ever recommended something that someone's thank you for? We know the old analogy, a book, a restaurant, you know, a new store, new something to eat, whatever. And I was thinking of a friend of mine, Darlene, that I recommended a new doctor to, and it's helped her on a journey with her health. And she thanked me for it laughingly, because he's made a lot of changes in her life. But I just say, hey, have you ever thought of anybody, you know, that's thanked you for something? And, yeah, I suppose. Well, this is what we do. We just enhance people's lives. We try to show them some answers for some things in their life, you know, that type of thing. So again, I'm trying to change people's references with a smile on my face. I'm not trying to get in their face about anything. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm trying to let them know I know how they feel. And I think it's fun to help people, you know, and give them new ideas and new things in life. And one idea that I think is just brilliant, Michael says, ask people, hey, if you had the cure for cancer, would you keep it all to yourself? Well, of course we wouldn't. And he says, you know what? I have the cure for economic cancer. This Miriam opportunity is ground floor. It is going to the world with biomedical anti-aging solutions that are patented. I have a way to not only help people physically, I have a way to help people economically. So I can't keep this to myself. I had to share it with you. Give the person a sincere compliment. I love you. You're family. You're my best friend. If you knew about this and you didn't tell me about this, boy, would I be mad at you, you know? And I actually had that happen. I had a friend of many years when I first moved to California, and I did not know for 5 years this woman was involved in something, my friend. She never mentioned it, and all the time we spent together. And as I was leaving Mission Viejo and moving to Illinois, she told me she was involved in this network marketing company. And I was like, you never told me? I was hurt, you guys. You've got to share Miriam. You have got to share Miriam. People are looking for this, and we don't even know, you know, who needs what. But I really found this tape to be very, very, very helpful. I found new language. And the whole point is to keep asking people questions. When they give you a reason, it's not the root. It's not the real reason in most cases. 9 out of 10 times they're just trying to think of something to say to stall, give them time. get out of the meeting or whatever it is. And deep down, they might be going home with the seeds you planted thinking about, wow, she was easy to work with. She was easy to talk to. She really understood where I was coming from. Another thing you could do, and this is one last tip I want to give you. Michael says if someone, is again giving you any or all of these reasons, you can say something like, gosh, I'm just really confused. I guess I didn't do a good job of explaining this to you. Forgive me. Can you help me understand what you don't understand, or why, you're not wanting to make a decision to join us? I like that. Put it back on you and say, oh gosh, can you help me figure out what I didn't explain, or what other information you need to make a decision about Nerium for yourself. So that's something that's very worthwhile. Dumb things down. He talked about a man from China, I believe, and he was trying to do his network marketing company, and he didn't have the language. He could hardly speak English, and he wasn't being real successful. And then he went to Michael as a life coach, and Michael said, you know what? Use it. Use your Chinese English little problem here. Dumb it down and say to people, oh my gosh, I've got this great opportunity and it's working and I don't even speak the language. Dumb it down when people say, what is Nerium made of? Well, I don't know, but gosh, it's working. Everybody wants it. I just put it on somebody's face and wow, you should see the changes. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know all the answers. None of us ever will. But you can dumb it down and kind of use your deficiencies or whatever it is that you feel about yourself and say, hey, I don't know, I don't have the answers, but gosh, you should see the people that love this product. So I hope that helps. And the last thing I'm going to do is kind of corny. Maybe you've heard of this before, but today go up and get a Q-tip and put it in your book as a bookmark. Because this Q-tip, Michael says, is a remembrance for you to say, quit taking it personally. A Q-tip. I'm like, I never heard of that. Annie had. She's laughing. But I'm like, yeah, I like it. A visual reminder. I'm going to put it in my pocket. I'm going to put it in the book I'm reading today. But you know what, folks? They're not rejecting you. They're saying no to the idea. And I personally, and I know all of us that know what a great opportunity is, we feel sorry for them, don't we? Because they're missing out. But if we can keep the conversation going, maybe we can continue to open their mind to get them to see something with us down the road. So hope that helps. Let me know how it goes. I'd like to know if you use some of that new language and how it worked out for you. So thanks a lot for listening. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Suzy. Guys, I want you to know that Suzy probably recruits more people than anybody I know. She usually recruits 1 to 2 to 3 people a month. And this is, I'm super excited that she shared some of this language. And as you can see, for a person that sponsors as much as she does, she's always learning and she's always trying to hone her skills and get past the objections that we all come up against. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take some of these things that she talked about, and I'm going to put it on a piece of paper, and I'm going to provide it for everybody on the page, sort of as scripts and things like that that you can look at and kind of use as a tool for you when you have objections or you're trying to, communicate with people and you just aren't really sure. And just to quickly wrap it up, and you may have some questions for Suzy, but I just want to tell you that, last night I had my third exposure with somebody that I've kind of told you guys about her. I've known her for a long time. She thought the product was poison. I had her and her husband over for dinner, and I randomly texted her last night. I said, hey, I'm having a real results party. Why don't you come over and just check it out and see what you think of it? And she came over. She was my only guest. We had another brand partner here. And Suzy came over for a few minutes. And so she was my only guest. And then we had a brand partner that started maybe 5 months ago, but he hasn't done anything. And he decided to show up to kind of learn what an RRP was. So we had 2 people there, one a BP, one not a BP. We did the RRP ourselves. Robert stood up. He did his 1 minute, about himself, whatever. We put on the 10-minute video. This is it. Afterwards, he, introduced his expert, which was me. And I I shared, how we got involved with Miriam for about 2 minutes. And then I said, I'm going to pass out the applications so, everybody here can get started with, the product for 30 days because we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. And if anybody wants to talk about the business, Robert and I are going to stick around for about, 30 minutes and go over any questions you have personally. And so we went through the motions. We did the activity. And I'll tell you what, it was great. It was such a great RRP, and there was literally one person there. So, and that person is she's invited me to come over on Friday and sign her up as a brand partner. So I can tell you that real results parties are 100%. They take you to the next step. And one of the things that I utilized wholeheartedly was after my conversation with Suzy, I changed my language with her. I literally acted as if, and I changed my language with her about how we do this, and all of she had a lot of objections, and she was laughing about it, but she said, and I said, I want you to remember, this is what I said to her, I said, I want you to remember the process that I went through to expose you to this opportunity and this product. And I said, how many times where are we in the exposure process? And she said, okay, I think this is my third exposure. And I said, I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that this is your third exposure and you're still in your mind a little bit nervous. You're not sure, but you've made a commitment now to meet me on Friday. So I want you to remember that when you start to expose people. So anyway, you guys, if you have any quick questions for Suzy, I want to open it up to you. Anybody?
That's go out and try it, huh? Go out and do it.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys. So communication, expectation, objections. I'm going to get you some stuff to look at, and tomorrow you can invite anybody on here you want. We have Danny Gassamy coming on for about 15 minutes to share with us. So I hope I can see you guys tomorrow, and go out and have an awesome day. And thank you so much, Suzy, for helping us with those nuggets. They were awesome. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Suzy.
Have fun, you guys.
Thanks, Suzy.
Thanks, Annie.
Thanks, Suzy.
Thank you, Suzy.
You, Suzy. God bless you.
Thank you.